This video is brought to you in partnership with Bob's Red Mill. Hey guys, Chef Billy Parisi here. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. And today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious spring salad with farro and lemon vinaigrette. It's amazing. So let's get to it. The first thing we're going to do is prep up everything for the salad first. I'm going to cook some Bob's Red Mill farro. If you've never had farro before, I'd like to say it's a cross between brown rice and barley. It's chewy, it's tender, it's got a nice nutty, earthy flavor. What we're going to do is rinse it off a little bit, get rid of some of that starch. Then we're going to pour it right into a medium-sized sauce pot, followed up by adding in some cold water. It's 3-to-1 water to farro, just a little FYI there. We're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to turn it down to a simmer, put a lid on it, cook it for 30 minutes, drain off any water, and chill it. Easy as that. The next thing we're going to do is trim up some vegetables that we're going to put on the salad. So it is spring, and in season are green beans. So we really want to remove the ends of the green beans, and then I'm going to cut them in half. If you want to go smaller, totally fine to do that as well. Set the green beans aside in a large bowl, and then another spring favorite that we're going to trim up is some asparagus. So remove the bottoms, take off the rubber band, and I'm only going to use about half of these guys because they're so big. And I'm going to cut them into 1-inch long pieces. Again, if you want longer or shorter, totally up to you. Set it aside in that bowl with the green beans, and we're going to go right over to the stove along with some peas. So in a large pot of boiling water, we're going to add some salt. And before you cook any vegetables, the water should be as salty as the ocean. Just remember that. Go ahead and par cook our green beans and asparagus first. And after about 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes or so, we're going to add in our peas because those cook very quickly. And after about a total of 3 to 3.5 minutes, what we want to do is simply strain the vegetables. I'm going to run them under some cold water, try to get them chilled really quickly. If you want to shock them in ice and water, no problem. Set them aside and chill them in the refrigerator. Now we're going to make our lemon vinaigrette. So go ahead and squeeze in some lemon. I'm using my bottom hand to catch any seeds. That's why it's there. So we don't want any seeds, of course, in our vinaigrette. Add in some white wine vinegar, followed up with some Dijon mustard. And just so you know, Dijon mustard helps bring together the vinegar and oils that they dislike each other. And honey actually helps bring it together too and add some needed sweetness to a vinaigrette. We're going to add in some fresh sliced chives, followed up with some thyme, which is going to add some really delicious flavor into this vinaigrette. And now we whisk in some olive oil while constantly whisking. A nice ratio is 3-to-1 oil to vinegar, or 2-to-1 if you like lots of vinegar flavor. Season it, of course, with salt and pepper. We'll give it one last whisk, and then we're simply going to set it to the side. And next, we're going to make some candied pecans. So go ahead and gather up your ingredients and head over to the stove. And in a medium-sized saute pan on around medium heat, we're going to add in some light brown sugar, followed up by adding in some unsalted butter and some water, which is going to sort of help lubricate the brown sugar so it doesn't burn. And what we want to do is cook it down a little bit until it's reduced in half and becomes nice and thick so it looks like caramel before adding in our pecans. I'm using whole pecans, don't use chopped, because they'll really just be much more flavorful that way. Go ahead and mix them in and cook them down a little bit until the liquid dissolves a little bit more. And it'll get to about this consistency. You'll see it's nice and sticky. Want to remove it from the heat and add it to a sheet pan lined with a rubber mat or parchment paper. This is just so they don't stick. Spread them out and let them sit for about 10 to 15 minutes or so. And this is perfect timing because now we can get started on assembling our salad. So in a huge large bowl, add in some spring mix or other greens you may like for a good tasty salad. Our cooked and chilled farro, which is going to add some wonderful flavors to this salad. Next, going to add on the cooked and chilled asparagus, green beans, and peas that we prepared. I've got some hard-boiled eggs I thought it'd be cool to put on there. And remember, it's all about accessorizing the salad. So maybe you like some of the ingredients I choose and maybe not. It's up to you. I'm going to add on some cherry tomatoes, some thinly sliced radishes. I've got some red, purple, and white. Going to add some great flavor and color to this dish. And the next thing I'm going to add in is an avocado because spring is all about avocados. It's got some great omega-3s and tasty fats in there. And candied pecans because there's a lot of savory things going on in this salad. I figured the sweetness in the pecans will help offset some of that and give great balance and delicious taste to this spring harvest salad. Last but not least, we're going to add on some microgreens for colors, and boom, absolutely gorgeous salad, incredibly easy to make, loaded with nutrients, loaded with delicious flavors, colors, and ingredients, and the farro is to die for in this salad. What a wonderful way to combine grains and greens. If you love this recipe and want to check out more, be sure to visit billyparisi.com. Please subscribe to all of my channels. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. We'll catch up with you later.